First Lady J is my nickname, but I am Jenny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come on in, please share with us where you are watching from. We would love to know where you're watching from. And please just say a quick hello to all of us here. We are excited that you are here, and tonight is going to be a great show. Great show. The title of it is MenTorN, and it's about men's mental health. And we have an amazing guest, a good friend, on
Hey,
this evening. I'm going to let him introduce himself, tell you a little bit about himself, and then we're going to get into it because we've got like a lot that we want to discuss and talk about because it's a super important topic. So go ahead.
all right. Well, I got a lot to get off my chest, so I'm looking forward to these questions. I believe you asked me when we met before. Do I want to get a preview of the questions? I said nope. Surprise me. So this is from what we say from the hip to the lip, and that
Yeah.
means from your soul through your heart out your mouth. This brain never even catches the time to think about it. It's just coming from the soul heart out the mouth, and that's how we're coming today. But I'm Armand King. I am friends with First Lady J and glad to be. And we're going on some years now of knowing each other. And we got to finally meet when I was in Canada not too long ago. And yeah, this is I've been doing community work for approximately 15 years and really working with populations that are underserved, underprivileged, whichever you want to call it, the people the underdogs. I've been working with
Yeah.
the under folks, communities in which like that I came from. Out of eight of my best friends, I'm one of four that's still alive. I operate out of a place of turning pain into passion and passion into purpose,
Mhm.
and really wanting to see young lives and older lives, people who are coming up and grow up in the way I did, to have better outcomes, to be able to actually live, breathe, enjoy life. Far too
Mhm.
often, many people who you know, didn't necessarily have a privileged life when they were born. They were born in. A lot of us were born into struggle. Like you didn't even have a chance.
Mhm.
They talk about second chance.
Uh-huh.
We say that when we talk about people returning from prison, second chance. But most people I know didn't have a first chance. Born
Mm.
with parents that were addicts, born with no parents, born with half a parent, born
Mhm.
into situations that they did not control. And not I don't like pointing the finger and blaming, but there, and we don't do that, but there are truths and facts behind being a product of the environment you grew up in. And where I'm from
Mhm.
in San Diego, I've been able to see that there's environments where you grow up where there's actually grass, and then there's environments you grow up in where there's no grass, where the schools are treated and funded a lot better, and then there's those that aren't. There's neighborhoods that the police are over criminalizing folks
Yeah.
and stereotypically harassing you, and there's areas where they're
Mhm.
not. That these are facts. I wish this was not true, but I grew up in those areas that were really over criminalized, underprivileged, underserved, and under resourced, lack of opportunity and
Mhm.
resources. And I've been working to help those individuals and everybody, including people
Right.
that service those folks. And I'll stop there. But yeah, that's my heart, and is committed to helping folks and kids and adults, and I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
But you're a great inspiration to those who, you know, think they can't do it and you have been through it,
Right.
right? And you're that inspiration and that model to show them like, "Hey, I was there, but I made it out. And if I can do it, you can do it too." So keep up the great work for sure. When you hear the phrase though, men's mental health,
Mm.
what does that mean to you personally?
So I'm men's mental health specifically. It, everyone needs good mental health. Your mental, your brain, the way you think, the way you feel about yourself, the way you
Yeah.
feel your perspective of your environment, like your mental health, like your
Yeah.
physical health. You can be unhealthy, You
Mhm.
could be putting wrong things into your body, which is causing your body to be unhealthy. You could not be exercised and working out to help build your body. There's things that you could do physically but also mentally. Almost it's identical. What are you putting in your brain? Are you protected? Do you feel protected? Do you feel loved? Do you feel respected? If your mental health is off, filled with trauma, never putting healthy stuff into your mind, you start to corrode. You start to get and be in a bad spot. So that's
Mm.
mental health for everyone. When I'm
Yeah.
in this recent months, I've been on this men's mental health tour. I wrote a book, and even more specific, I'm not even speaking in general to all men in mental health. I'm real specific with the men's mental health of service providers that grew up like I did, who have compounded trauma over the years, and when given the opportunity to come back and help communities, they never address their traumas that they've packed in, like myself.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so it's those service providers that may have been formerly gang involved, former, substance use, at abuse, substance abusers, etc. Lost a lot of lives in their life, abused children who grow up and now
Mhm.
helping
Mhm.
others. And there's many people like me. So people that are now helping and need to get their mental health that treatment that they need so that they can be better service providers, so that they can not crash out, burn out like many do.
This is really good. This is really, really good because I feel like there's not enough. I don't know, maybe I'm just unaware of it, but I feel like there's not enough things out there like that,
Yeah.
to help those that may burn out because, as you know, helping others sometimes can be a lot, and if you don't take care of your mental health and what have you, it can creep up. It can
Yeah.
creep up, and
And it does often. And I'm in I statements. So when we first started talking, I was telling about my background. Like I've experienced extreme loss since I was a little kid.
yeah,
And my story isn't even the worst story, but just I can speak for me. I've experienced what it was like to be a homeless kid. I've experienced what it was like to have addicted parents. I've experienced what it was like to have a broken home. All the things, and literally losing friends to not. I lost my friend because they moved away. It was like, no, my friend was murdered at 12, then
yeah,
continuously back to back to back
yeah,
murders. Feels like I've been in a war zone my whole life. And to
right,
never even, most of the time, no adult even ask you, are you okay? Do you need help? How do you feel? Criminalization, going, spending time in prison like I did all over the United States, and the things that I have seen and experienced.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
and never to have been I never addressed that. So after a while of, and then now going into service providing and helping others, and I'm an empath. So if you're empath and you find yourself where you're now helping others who are going through similar experiences, when an individual comes to you and tells you about their pain, when an individual comes to you and tells you about struggles they're going through or more loss of life, it just doesn't go in one ear and then spit out the other. Like you sit with that, you feel
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
sometimes you feel their pain more than they feel their pain. You go home, like you clock out of your work, your case management, whatever it is you do, and you're sitting
yeah,
with that individual's pain. So now, not only did you not get rid of yours or address yours, now you have more other people's. And now I'm dealing with hundreds of
yeah,
people, right? Over year after year after year. And what I've seen happen multiple times is that service provider either gives up on the work and we just never see them again. Who knows what they're going through? They're like, I can't do this too more. It's too heavy. I've seen individuals go back to old lifestyles that they had before, get pulled back into the streets, become addicted to new substances. I know of individuals that have committed suicide. And so, and then, as I said, I know of individuals, I know myself, and I crashed. I know what it's like to feel like giving up and just now doing things you wouldn't normally do and just wanting to just run away from the work because of the pain. Post COVID, after quarantining, many people all over the world had to sit by themselves and
yeah,
reflect on themselves and look at themselves in the mirror and address shit they never thought they would have to address. I'm
yeah,
that person.
Yeah.
came out of there in not a good healthy spot mentally, and yeah, just in a dark place, in a real dark place. So this happens, and so
Yeah.
that's where the birth of this mentoring came from. It's a play of words of mentoring, mentoring, mentoring torn men. And I wrote it, I wrote it from me. This was my release. And so I and men mental health is like it's okay to talk about now. It used to be you
Yeah.
couldn't show emotions at all. That was the thing. Like we lived in that life where, as a man, if you
Ooh,
expressed emotions, you were weak, you were horrible, you were just all kind of names I don't want to say online. But we are starting to accept that now. A man can cry now. We couldn't before, but we can cry now. Uh, so,
it's very
men,
true. It's very true. And like I personally, even though I grew up in that era where like that's what it was said to be, I never understood it because I'm like, we're all human. Like, how are they different? Like,
right,
men need to cry too. And then, well, we all know if you bottle it up and just keep bottling it, the bottle either explodes or it overflows, and you know what happens from there.
right.
But with that being said, how do we normalize like the therapy and the counseling and the emotional wellness of those that are mentoring, and or even on the other side those that are looking to, like you said, I can't cry, I can't whatever. So how do we normalize that so that it's like a safe zone, a safe spot, you
Yeah.
know?
So I think it in today's era it's being normalized now, because more than ever in my life, I even people who aren't doing service providers necessarily, I hear them talking about, I have a therapist, I have to go to counseling. Before, even if you were forced to by the court or something, you wouldn't say it, but
Yeah.
it is working. But we're going off of so long of a history of where the emotions of a man and speaking on these things was just, you couldn't. So it is, anything that's rooted that long, it does take time to transition. But I think we're in that transition where I know if my friends around me were talking about it, it's kind of it's acceptable, where before you would have
Right.
been made fun of. So
Right.
normalizing is happening. I think having these conversations, and men that are quote unquote supposed to be the tough guys normalizing it and having these conversations, it is becoming better. And one thing, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I wouldn't normally be watching these kids shows like I see now. And one
Mhm.
thing I've noticed about these kids shows is they teach emotions. When I was
Mhm.
growing up, the kids shows didn't teach emotions. So there's a different training happening for the little ones that didn't happen generations ago. It's like
Right.
and not just kind of mentioning emotions, like, no, they're teaching you ain't what your emotions are. So that's how you normalize it. That's how you change it.
I love that. That's really good. That's really good. How can um a successful man intentionally give back to the next generation?
In any way that successful man or woman, their heart tells them to. There is no one way. And I don't want people to think, okay, I'm successful, I have to do this. No one has to do nothing but die. That's the only thing you have to do.
Yeah,
I don't care where
exactly.
you hide in the world. That's the only have to. So
Yep.
one day you
Yep.
will not be here. So
So true.
and go where your heart is. Just because I may be out here going to schools and talking, and that's not you, that's not you. Every role on the football team is important. I don't care if you're the cheerleader, the water boy, the fan in the stand, but do something. Even if it's just talking to the kids in your family, if it's talking to a neighbor's kid who may be in a single parent household, you do something. And we said the word successful. So success also could be, everybody's success is different. Success for this next
Yeah.
person should not be judged on this next person. Success means happy. Are you happy? Then you're successful, because success is not a dollar amount, as some people would like to say. Oh, you have a lot of money, you're successful. But there's many people with a lot of money that are not happy, that are taking their own lives. So
So true.
successful. So you're happy. You're happy where you are in life, and you're in a place where you can give back, whatever level that is. You don't need to go start a nonprofit, start a charity, start an organization. But my request, if it matters, is do something. Talk to somebody. Don't just be in your own happy bubble if you can. But then again, if your happy bubble makes you a happy person, stay in your happy bubble. Cause I can't tell the next person to do nada. Go be hey boo, be
Yeah.
happy for you. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever that is. And if
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
happiness is literally, hey, I'm sitting at home watching Netflix all day, and I'm the happiest person in the world. Hey, who am I or who are you to tell that person you're wrong? That person's happy.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
did you
Exactly.
find your happy? Oh, go do that. You go find your happy, and you're happy. If you are genuinely happy, then you will not be telling other people what to do.
Oh, that's
I you know
exactly
what?
it. That's exactly it. And it's funny because I have found, talking about that and kind of just going off for a second, um, no matter how rich or how poor you are, you will always have somebody who's going to criticize. You can have all the money in the world,
Oh,
somebody will criticize. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but it is a good indication that you're headed in the right direction if you are getting criticism, because you know, like, hey, like, you want that.
amen.
You actually want that criticism back, because then it's like, okay, somebody's watching.
You're right,
Somebody's
right.
noticing that I'm
Look,
doing something, you know?
trust me, I have haters, and I feel sorry for them, but I get it. And I'm like, man, if you weren't doing anything and you were that person we talked about in the bubble that just sitting watching Netflix,
Yeah.
would nobody talk about that person? They wouldn't even know it existed. But the
Right.
more you do, the more you're
Right.
out there, the more you talk about. Look, I mean, can you imagine like being like a real famous entertainer? Like they are talked about. They are
Yeah,
literally
all the time.
followed by paparazzi. All like some of them, they're uncomfortable. They can't live. They can't live. Like
Yeah.
people. And so I have not experienced being talked about on that level. Like I might get a post about me on Facebook, but you know, and 9 times out of 10, it's somebody who really doesn't know you, or it is the person that knows you, and they just so mad at themselves. But again, back to that empathy. Anybody who will go out of their own way to talk about you, to make something's going really wrong in their life.
Yes.
They're not happy as
No.
much as they might want to portray it. Again, as I said this, if you are really genuinely happy, you don't have the desire to talk about nobody else. So
No.
I'm like, damn, whatever it
It's
is you
like,
need to do,
yeah.
I feel sorry for you. Yeah, and I'm human. I have emotions, and they might be like, dang, especially if it comes from somebody close to you. If it comes from somebody
Mm,
you loved or had love for, or and you know you did not do nothing to this person, but
yeah.
they want to
Yeah.
say some gossip or some hatred about you, then you feel it. Yeah, come on. I'm not concrete. It hurt.
It's true. It's
You
true.
feel me?
It's
But
true.
but
It's
I'm not
true.
gonna stay there. What I heard somebody recently, like, yeah, everybody we have emotions. We're human. We all go. No life is just 100% just no rocks. No, everyone goes through some kind of
Everyone.
turbulence
Yeah.
and hard time. But when you have that hard time, when you have that turbulence, you don't build your house there.
No.
You keep
No. No.
going. Don't build your house there. Experience it. I'm in that spot. Then get the hell out. As
That's
soon
right.
as you can, get the hell out of that spot. Because again,
That's right.
you have one life.
That's
One
right.
life.
Yeah.
One
And
life.
while you're in that moment too, learn as you
Learn.
go. Take it with you and go. Like, you
And
know what I
go.
mean? And go, because when you don't learn in the moment, sometimes cycles repeat. Right?
Yeah.
They repeat because you didn't learn the
You didn't
first time.
learn. Yep. Yep.
God knows, I've done that a couple times myself, and it's
Yeah,
just
no,
kind of like, oh
no. Hey,
man.
as you're saying it, I'm like, it took me a long time to figure that knowledge out that you just said. But it was times I sat in it, did it again, bumped my head again. Like, no, 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 you bumped your head.
Yeah.
This morning, I took a hot sheet pan out the oven. My daughter, I knew she wanted what was up in there. She's very smart, and I told her, I said that's hot. Don't touch it. She goes like, and she knew. So she touched it real slow with her finger, and then I said, and then I
Uh-huh.
said, now let me talk to you about that. What
That's
did I
right.
say? I didn't just tell you that.
Uh,
And then I start showing her my burns. Like I'm telling you this so you don't. I don't want you to cry. I don't
right.
want you to feel pain. But you just had to touch that to see.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But now next time, if she touches it again,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
The
yeah,
lessons
some
you're
of
gonna
us,
learn.
Some of us don't learn and we touch the pan again. Like you knew
And
that thing
again,
was hot. You knew that was a bad person to be with. You knew that wasn't a good spouse to be around. You knew that wasn't a good friend to hang around, but you went back.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. And here's the hard part too is like forgive yourself
Oh yeah.
because
Mm,
we all make mistakes and
mm-hmm,
forgiving yourself, I found for me is one of the hardest things to do.
mm-hmm.
But I make it a daily habit because we're not perfect. We're
Yeah.
not we're only human. We're only human
Right. Right.
and we're allowed to make mistakes. It's a secret,
Yeah.
but we're allowed to make mistakes.
Right.
So,
And you're allowed to
just
change your
yeah,
mind.
you're allowed to
And
change your mind. It's all okay. And you're allowed to set boundaries. Let's throw
right.
that in too,
All the
because those
things
are
you're
important.
allowed to control you.
Yeah,
So do what's all boils down to do what's best for you.
yeah,
And if you're continuing to allow things, people, bad energy, bad movies, bad whatever into you, you did it. If you
yeah.
continue to be in that mistake, hey, I can't control you. I can help. I'll warn you, but you can't make a grown up. You can't make a kid. I
No,
could. You
no.
can't make
Yeah,
anybody do anything. But
anything.
I love. I give it to you. But yeah, make them. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. Some don't be so. Sometimes I said, suicide is real, and you ask, people put a
Yeah,
lot of pressure on themselves unnecessarily. Make a
yeah,
mistake, you can get back out of it. You should get back. You
absolutely.
should get
Yeah,
back out of it.
yeah,
You should,
yeah.
because it
And
back
there's
again
always
to
a
that
way out.
one. What's
Yeah,
that?
there's
What'd you
always
say?
a way out. Like sometimes you feel like you're stuck and like this
Right,
is like the last resort, the last option. I've hit rock bottom. There's no way out. There
right,
always is. It may not be the way you want it to be. It might be a harder road.
right.
Um, maybe a little bit of a longer road, but it is all doable.
Yeah,
100%, but just taking one day at a time, one breath at a time, and being positive and just being grateful, just being grateful about things that are around you, your environment. You create that environment and you'll
yep,
see changes. You will see
yep.
changes for sure. But what can communities do to recruit and support more mentors, would you say?
What could the communities do?
Yeah, the communities do to be able to recruit and support more mentors in regards to like mental health.
Support the ones that you have. Because
Yeah, yeah,
many
yeah, yeah,
I think mentors, I think people who mentor, I think people that step outside of the norm with a heart to help their community, whatever
yeah.
community that is, those people throughout time have always come about.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
sometimes community, if that person's from that community, not always received well from that community, and they're not
Mhm.
supported, they're actually tore down, or you get more love outside of your community than from your community sometimes. So, what a community could do to support and encourage more people to do it is not attack the ones they have. Rally around that person, support them.
Yeah,
When you see them down, give them some encouragement, whatever it looks like.
yeah,
And just because they're a mentor, just because they're now a service provider out there giving to the people, doesn't mean they have all their things together.
that's
There's been
right.
many a times I didn't know how I was gonna pay my rent. There was times
Yeah,
I had, as much food distribution as I was a part of feeding thousands of people during the pandemic time. Also, I needed to go shopping at that food distribution.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it is to support them is to support them. And if you
Right,
have
right, right.
somebody in your community who is stepping up, regardless if you agree with every single thing that they do, you might not. We human. But
That's right.
don't chop them down. Don't
That's right.
abuse them.
That's
Get with them.
right.
Support them how you can, or shut the front door.
That was a good catch.
Shut the front door. If you don't agree with every
Yeah,
move they
yeah,
make, every decision they make, or
yeah.
or they do this, you ain't doing what they're doing. And if the people that's oh my god, the people that's talking the most ain't doing the work like the person they're
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
because you wouldn't have time.
That's true words.
And then
True.
people, we're different. We're humans.
Yeah,
Some people, if that person ain't did nothing crazy, nothing against like life, but they operate differently with their way of helping, the way God pushed them to help, the path that they're walking, and you want
Mhm.
to do it a different way. There's more to. I don't like. We got some crazy sayings. I was gonna say there's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't want to skin no cat. I don't even want to think about skinning no cat. Why do we say this stuff? Beat a dead horse. Who want to beat a dead horse? I don't even
I
want to look at a dead horse. What they say, kill two birds with one stone. I don't
know.
want to. Can we heal two? Can we heal two birds with one
Too,
touch?
too, too.
And then he say, "Hey, no, actually, can I pick your brain for a second?" No, you cannot. leave my brain.
Please,
leave my brain where it's at.
right, please.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know who made up these sayings, but somebody got to. We let rewind them. Yeah, skin it. There's more than
I
one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to go about the mission. There's
that's
more
right.
than one way. And don't be so cocky and egotistical that you think your way is the way. Cause hey, who made you God? When did you start judging the way this person is doing it? And maybe that person, that man, that woman, that child, their anointing, their gifts, their thing had them do it this way.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway,
Everybody's walk is different. No, it's true.
everybody's walk
Everybody's
is
walk is
different.
different. It's not going to be the same, you know. And
No,
if we even here's another saying, walk a mile in my shoes. I don't know, like if people even really want to be honest with you. You know what I
right,
mean? And then you have
right.
people jealous of you on top of it, and it kind of makes you laugh because you're like, do you really want to walk in my shoes? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about it? You never know what that person next to you is going through,
That's
has
right.
gone through. You don't
That's right.
know.
No idea.
Get out of the judgment zone
That's
box
right.
and,
That's right.
work on you. Work on
Yep.
you. Work
Yep.
on you.
Yep.
And if that person's not getting in
Person.
your way, jumping in your way, doing stuff to throw you off, like intention, then hey, mind your own and go do you, boo. And
Yep. Yep. No, exactly. I love that. Love that. But talking about now community violence intervention,
mm,
okay? Just because we're talking about community, what programs have you seen be successful in reducing violence within the communities? Like,
lived experience experts that actually come from those communities that may have once upon a time been involved in that violence and now have made it out, seen the error in their ways, and they come back to help. Those are the most impactful people. Those ones, we call them lived experience experts, credible messengers, community mentors, whatever the slogan is. Those folks that have been there, done that,
mhm,
lived it, and have and now are coming back who can relate to the people, that mostly youth, that are still involved in violence or creating violent atmospheres.
mhm.
Those people are the most impactful from within the
Yeah,
community.
yeah. No, I have to agree because I'm thinking even about myself, just in general, whatever it is. I I learn better from somebody who's been through it
Right,
personally that can have that one-on-one talk with me or even in a group setting, it doesn't matter. But I they don't need to have that degree. If
right,
you know, it's because the realness and the rawness of where they were, where they came from, where they are now, where they're headed.
right,
Because a textbook can only say and do so much. And, you know, then when you have a lot of questions, they can't even answer you because, you know,
right.
they've never lived it. So
And like you
the
you just said,
rawness of it.
that comes with everything. Let's say the podcast, or you're podcasting, and are you going to take advice from someone who's never podcasted before, just heard about them, or someone who's not only that's podcasted successfully or not, but they've podcasted, they've done
Yep,
it. They
yep.
can tell you that's the person you're going to listen to more, I would think.
Oh,
And a
that's
painter,
it.
like, I've never painted before, but let me tell you about how not to paint or what you should paint. And then here comes this artist who's been painting for years, and and it you can see their work. Like, I'm gonna listen to that person,
Yeah.
and get advice from that person, especially if it's coming from a good place. So yeah, that's everything. That's
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I agree. Okay, so what role would you say that school, business, churches, and local organizations play in violent um, prevention and
Every
preventing?
Yeah, every entity, depending on what your role is, and I think you said, like, let's take school.
Yeah.
School can their role is education, like literally educating kids. And if you're from communities that are maybe have a more tendency to be more violent, and there's violence in all of these schools. It's like not condoning it, making sure it's handled correctly. The kids in those schools or adults in those schools are educated properly about it. And for schools, especially I work a lot in the schools, if you have the opportunity to bring in someone like me or someone in your community that is a lived experience expert that relates to the kids, that can speak to them in a language they understand, bring that person in. If you don't have that person, you get the education and you do it. But whatever you do, make sure you marked off every box of I tried. I did everything I could. If you just settled, and if you have the opportunity to bring in a lived experience expert like myself and you don't, then shame on you. And yeah, law enforcement isn't necessarily the person to bring in to talk to the kids about this, especially in communities like where I'm from, where as soon as there's a barrier up, there's an
Right.
automatic barrier. So
That's right.
even if that law enforcement officer might be saying exactly what I'm saying,
Yep.
like word for word, but the kid's not listening. And the same as the teacher might be saying exactly, but there's and we're got to go back to yourself as a kid. Like you knew that your mom could tell you the same thing, your dad could tell you the same thing that an older kid in the neighborhood you looked up to did. You're gonna
Hmm.
listen to that older kid because that's mom, that's dad. You don't know. You're just saying that. You know that's you're the teacher. You're supposed to say that. So there's this barrier up. So community, working with school, working with lived experience, working with service providers, coming together to accomplish the goal. And you got to put your ego in your back pocket and sit on it. If you're coming
Yep.
at this with egos, I got to do it, I'm the one, or you're doing it for the funds. I'm paid, I got the grant, I'm going to do this, I got the money to do it, and it only can be me. Who are you doing the work for? Now you got to do a
Yep.
self analysis. Are you doing this for yourself? Are you doing this for the plaque? Are you doing this for the recognition, the money? Or are
Yep.
you doing this
Yep.
to actually save that kid's life? Are you doing this to actually stop community violence? So it got to be some self checking going on too. And then really we said connect before correct, collaboration over competition. The collaboration needs to happen for us really to reduce community violence within the communities, and that's on all levels, all players. That's law enforcement, that's officers, that's community, that's school, that's church, that's religion, that's
Parents.
whatever it is,
Parents.
together,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Parents
play
too.
your role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parents,
Yeah. Parents
parents
too.
are included in community. Sometimes
That's
parents
right.
are they're yelling at everybody else for their kid being violent. No, no, mom, dad, no,
Take
parent,
accountability. Yeah. Yeah.
parent. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Anyway,
even if and I'm saying this as a mom, even if your kid did not do wrong, teach them how to handle the situation that's going on at hand. I'm not talking about in violence, but
right.
how to handle it,
How
because
to handle it.
there are ways to handle it, bullies,
Hmm.
different
Right.
things like that. Um, so there's always teaching opportunities, no matter what your position is.
One
Like you said,
one
home,
hundred
church,
percent.
school, whatever it be. There's always teaching opportunities. So, but there's a couple of topics I do want to also touch on, and one of them
Okay.
being human trafficking.
Yeah.
So, what can everyday citizens do to help prevent the human trafficking aspect of things like this in their own community? Talking about community as well. Prevention. Like a lot of people, and I guess that goes back to everybody being, I guess, I don't know, knowledgeable. Learn yourself to be able to teach others.
Hmm.
Um, and prevention on certain things. Am I correct on that?
Right. And yes, you are. And there's many different angles. So a person um it depends on what there's many angles to work on prevention. Depends on who you are and what you're doing. Back to parenting because that's where you left my head. Where I mean, we're on parenting. Teach your kids early. Don't wait until they're
Yeah.
12 and 13. Like, and this is to not be involved, not just understanding and be able to spot it. Because What are you doing to build? And I'm just back. I'm gonna talk about me. My daughter. Again, she's 3 years old. I am not having conversation with her about human trafficking. I
No,
am not.
no.
But
Yeah,
am I though? Am I preparing her now,
yeah,
planting the seeds for
yeah,
her to be strong enough not to fall victim? Hell yeah.
yeah,
So yes, we
100%.
are, but in a language she understands. And what are those things and I have to being involved in knowing this lifestyle, what are the things that needed to be taught to these other people, including myself, that would have not got us involved? But one was simply believing in yourself.
Yeah,
One was knowing how to say no. No, one was knowing what a real friend looks like. Knowing what that your worth, what your worth is, your self worth is
yeah,
more than a dollar. So, like these are things that can be taught and planted now. Respect for yourself. Knowing that you
mhm,
can walk away from if you don't feel good about a situation or your area, you can walk away from it. These are things that you need to be teaching as soon as you can teach them. Like, and then yes, the knowledge increases the way you're delivering it. You don't give, you got a 1 year old baby brand new. You're not giving them the baby a steak to chew this up.
right.
No,
That's
you're
for sure.
giving them baby food already
Yeah,
mushed up. You're giving them baby food as they get older and they develop and their palate grows, their teeth
yeah,
grow. You give them more and more and more. So
yeah.
don't wait until
No,
the until because while you're waiting, all these other outside influences are teaching them.
that's
While you
right.
and
That's
if
right.
you and sometimes we're scared as parents because we don't know, okay, what should I say? What should I do? I can't do this. And you don't have the knowledge yourself. So your job is to go gain the knowledge so you
Yeah,
can teach your child so that your child can grow up the best life they can, especially for those that are aware. Like,
yeah,
don't you better not just do nothing and just hope the world's and don't rely on the school to teach them. Don't rely on, oh, they watched this training video. Like, no, you get the education, you get the training so that you can teach your children. Okay. And again, back to scripture, like you get bring in the lived experience experts, take that extra step to find the people who do know the knowledge so that they can teach.
yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I'm
Okay,
feeding
perfect.
back now. I can hear me back to me now. I couldn't before, but I can now.
Okay, good, perfect. Okay. I think I just pressed like the wrong button, so I'm sorry.
All good. Hey,
um,
what we say, we can make mistakes. People press the wrong buttons.
yeah. Well, I was living proof of that tonight. So,
No,
yeah,
I
this
still
is a
hear the
really good topic.
feedback though. I didn't hear it
Okay.
before, but like right now when I talk, I hear myself echoing. Testing, testing, microphone check. Yep.
I don't know. I really don't know what this. Um. Okay. I'm gonna bring it to a close anyways. I'm right at the end anyhow. So, I did want to touch on a really big, like, crucial. Out of everything that we're talking about, I mean, everything is crucial what we're talking about.
Right.
But what about the healing from the trauma?
Mm.
What are some like things that you could recommend?
To find what your healing is. And a therapist or therapy is not what you think of when you hear therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Rewinding back, everybody's different. Your therapy and what you need for your healing might be different from mine. Some
Right.
people do yoga, some people go into religion, and some people work out. Some people go to a therapist, a counselor, whatever that is. Some people surf. Whatever your healing is, if you can find that, go do that. Whatever makes you feel better. You know what I mean? So I don't have a this is the way for you to heal. This is the way. That what is your way? And if you haven't found it yet, search.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
healing is important, especially if you're a person who has come from trauma. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and it's very 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 much needed. Um because if you don't heal from that trauma, and I don't know, I can't remember exactly how the saying goes, but it's like you're the one who's living in that wrong place, that place of torment, that place
Yeah.
of not being happy, being miserable, while others have gone on with their life, like healing
That's
is really, it should be, if you haven't thought about it, a mandatory thing for yourself.
mandatory.
Love yourself enough to
Right.
be able to heal from that. So but we're all talking about men, and this, I do have a closing question. And my
Yeah.
closing question is this: imagine a young man is listening today who feels forgotten, overwhelmed, and alone. What would you want him to hear from you before we end this conversation?
You may feel alone, but you're not alone. You're not forgotten. And even if those people you're looking to remember you seem to have gone away, I need you to remember you. I need you to remember that everybody goes through storms. Not every day is supposed to be peachy keen and just cool. There's going to be rocks in the road. Just keep going. And no matter, just don't give up. Don't give up. That's when you lost. And you might feel down right now. I felt down last week. You're not by yourself. People go through things, but this is not the end. Don't give up. Keep pressing on. Watch, it will get better. And then and I ask people, have you ever said ever in your life, this is the worst day I've ever had in my life? Have you ever said that? This is the worst day I've ever had in my life, or this is the worst thing I've ever gone through. If you've said that before in the past and you're here today, that means you survived that worst day. If you've said that multiple times, that means you survived multiple worst days.
Yeah.
So you have a good track record of surviving your worst days. You're a winner.
Yeah.
You feel me? So just keep going. The giving up is the bad part. Don't do that.
Don't do
And I
that.
and tomorrow might not be the best day either.
No.
Don't give up. Cause I
So
promise you,
that's right.
the
So
shade goes.
rest if you must, but don't quit. That's
Hey,
it.
that's the key. Don't quit and keep searching for your happy.
Yeah.
Search for
Yeah.
it. If you spent the rest of your life searching for what makes you happy, you're gonna have a good route. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You're gonna be all right. And
Exactly.
once you find things that make you happy, double down on it. I don't care what it is. I don't care who laughing, who's not there with you.
Yeah.
You like collecting Smurf dolls, boo boo, go collect them Smurf dolls. I don't care who laughing.
That's right.
You go do that. You
That's
like
right.
gardening? Young homie like
Do
gardening. He
it.
from the hood. Go garden, bro.
Go do it.
Go garden,
Yeah.
sis.
Yeah.
Go garden.
Yeah, no, exactly. Great advice. I really loved this conversation tonight. So much so. Thank you so much for being my guest tonight. I do want to say personally, as your sis, that I am so proud of you and everything that you are doing. Keep up the great work. You're changing and affecting lives. I love what I'm seeing, but I can't end this live without touching on your tour and your book. Please tell us more.
Woo. Man, so it started off as a 6 city tour just around California, but we've been all throughout the United States. We've been, from coast to coast, and in September we're headed to Canada, Ottawa and Hamilton. We will be there September 22nd through the 28th, and we're here pushing healing the healers. The book is called MenTorN. The tour is called MenTorN. We're bringing artwork. There's a collection of artwork that my brother DL Harrison created for MenTorN, and we're just talking about the healers, the service providers, the youth. Like most of what we were talking about today is finding that healing, so you can do your work and you can live your best life the best you can. So yeah, so the book was I have features from youth in Canada, mostly in Hamilton, that wrote their pieces in the book, speaking to mentors. And I have youth in the United States that wrote their piece. So the book is focused on United States and Canada. So I'm looking forward to going out there and
Amazing.
bringing this conversation.
And if somebody wanted to purchase your book, can they get that? Where can they get that from?
They can honestly, I'm not even push. I have not, and I don't. You won't see an advertisement for that book out there because it's on Amazon, but it's like so. It's just it's the tour book. I want people to get these at the tour, so I'm not even. If you find it and you stumble upon it, go ahead. But this book, this tour edition, is the special edition. We'll release the other one later, but this book right here is special, and you don't want to
Yeah.
miss. You don't want to
You don't
miss
want
the
to miss
session.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't, I
That's
haven't,
awesome.
I haven't tried to sell a book at all. We give them away
Aw.
for those that experience because it is an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. One last thing. I do have your link in my bio here
Okay.
on Keeping It Real TV Network. And just tell us a little bit about that link there. I actually like it. It's great.
What link did I give you?
The link, the one that you gave me was Raised documentary. The
Oh,
documentary.
yeah. That is again. This
I
is
love it.
you're getting this exclusive, but that is like again. I don't even. It's on here, but I want you to come experience it. I want you to come see what this is like in person, and yeah. But this is all leading into a documentary I've been working on for the past 7 years, based on three of my best friends that are no longer living. Four of my best friends, and it really just dissecting mental health of young men growing up in communities of trauma. And all these four young men are no longer here. They all lost their lives in different ways. And I'm telling their story, their parents' story, for the purpose of people understanding and acknowledging that there's still a large amounts of people out there growing up just like this that need help.
Yeah,
They need extra love. Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
So
No, they do.
that is the premise of the tour and the book, and it's all leading into that documentary Raised.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
really, really excited. Super proud. Super proud.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you again for being here this evening and for, you know, as tired as you may be, in general, because it takes a lot to sometimes give back. Let's just be honest. I give back as well, and I know that
Yeah,
it can be draining, but it's worth it. It's
it's worth
worth
it.
it. And you are doing your calling, you are doing your purpose. So keep up the great work. But thank you again for being our guest. Everybody
Absolutely.
who joined us this evening and who may be jumping on
Mhm.
replay, thank you, thank you, thank
Oh
you for
yeah.
being here. We appreciate you so, so, so much. And yeah, until next time, head high, shoulders back, go get what's yours. We'll
And
see you.
keep it real.
Keeping it real. See y'all. Take care. Bye.